think we really are wrapping our children up in cotton wool? Are we just too worried they might be upset or agitated? Maybe you think being upset's just part of life, part of growing up, part of forming your adult personality. 0207 862 2222. Why am I asking this? I'm asking because a children's puppet show, which is based on the centuries-old nursery rhyme Hickory Dickory Dock, you know, the one about the mouse running up the clock, was slapped with a trigger warning. A listing at the Little Angel Theatre in North London said that the show, which is for 3 to 8-year-olds, contains a scene with some tension where a cat chases a mouse. Now, we were all brought up on Tom and Jerry. There was an awful lot of cats chasing an awful lot of mice. Top Cat, I think, would get into the same sort of thing. And, you know, often Tom caught Jerry, he'd squashed him, flattened him, threw him out the window, and we didn't seem to be that distressed by it. Maybe you think we're being oversensitive when it comes to protecting our children. I'm going to start with Francine. You've got 2 children now grown up, but you know, Hickory Dickory Dock, you know the words, the mouse ran up the clock.
I do, and I think that is absolutely crazy. I mean, like you said, we got brought up on it, and, you know, we're fearless as people. I feel like everything's a little bit too sensitive now. I must admit, I do this thing, and I did always do this. When the news came on, the radio was on, and they, you know, adverts will come on about illnesses, and, you know, if you get cancer, I always turned it down. I didn't want them to hear anything like that. And in fact, my son actually suffered from health anxiety, which was awful because of that, when he did see something come up on the TV. So I think nowadays we're seeing I think we need to prepare our kids for the world today, to be honest. I mean, we lived in a much better world when we were growing up. So these nursery rhymes and all these little, you know, the 3 little piggies and the big bad wolf, I mean, really, what's that going to do to kids?
Except, Georgie, have you ever recovered from Bad Miss Mother dying? Do you remember Bad Miss Mother dying? Literally never got over it.
Just thinking that, you know, I was thinking that just now. It was, you know, but would a trigger warning have helped? I'm not a big fan of these trigger warnings, and I do think, not to get serious, but there's a lot of serious, heavy news going on. And I'm afraid we can't turn off. It was different in our days. You know, if something came on the radio, our parents could turn it down. Nowadays, we don't know what our kids are seeing on social media. You know, the news is heavy. It's everywhere. I think we need to focus on building resilience in kids. But this, to me, is another level. A stress for a cat chasing a mouse. I have a dog. It chases everything. Hopefully not little kids, but it does chase a lot of things. And I think we just need to just really get a grip and take a step back from... I don't even understand what the point of trigger warnings are.
If you're shielding children from the idea of a cat chasing a mouse, and I should just say, in Hickory Dickory Dock, the cat isn't mentioned at all. This is a notional cat. It's not about a cat catching a mouse, squashing a mouse, eating a mouse. It's just about a mouse running up and down a clock, as far as I'm concerned. I thought the whole point of it was to teach children the time. You know, the clock struck. I didn't think it was about cats chasing mice or anything of the sort. But I mean, even if you do take a child and the child is alarmed that a cat is chasing a mouse, doesn't that engender and engineer a conversation which parents should want to have rather than run away from? You
want to have the conversation before they have the anxiety, which is the key. So I like trigger warnings because what it does is it reminds me to have conversations that